If I had to make my first $1,000 freelancing and I had to start again completely from scratch with $0, this is exactly how I would do it step by step. As a freelancer, I've made over $100,000 on public freelancing platforms. I've delivered over 50 projects. The stats are literally right there. But I actually came from a construction background. I had no technical experience, and I remember vividly what it was like to start that again from scratch. I've also worked with people that are actually in my AI Builders Hub community just in the last month alone that have made $10,000 on Upwork in their first month because they get the hang about how this works. A lot of people say that it's saturated, it's too hard to get into, and honestly, those people just don't understand the game of Upwork and how to play it. So what I'm going to tell you is how you can learn AI skills and then how you can actually use that to bid for jobs and grow your freelancing platform to make your first $1,000 and hopefully go just uphill from there. So number one is to understand what Upwork is and create a profile there. Now, Upwork is basically the world's largest global marketplace for talent, and it's a really good spot for tech, marketing, and especially AI. There is so much work on there right now, and a lot of people go there for contractors to basically do little tasks that they don't really have the skill set to do, or they just want to hire someone else to do something. Now, there's a lot of people on Upwork, but honestly, 95% of them don't understand how to structure their profile and how to actually sell themselves to not only win jobs, but also be able to make money on jobs and be able to handle clients effectively. Now, one of the things that you'll probably struggle with when you first build an Upwork profile is imposter syndrome. And I definitely had that because I had no technical experience. And so to have the confidence to get on a call and sell something without really understanding it or knowing what you're going to do is difficult. And so what I would say is that the first thing to do is build an Upwork profile, sign up for an account, fill it out as detailed as possible. Now, I've got a separate video on how to build a winning Upwork profile, and you can view that video here. And I'd recommend that you copy that video as best as you can and structure yours in a way that either is like that video or like another really successful person on Upwork who's clearly mastered that whole tact of how to sell yourself. Once you've done that, head across to the job search and search for AI. Now, I'm going to be more specific, and I'd recommend searching for things like N8N. Now, I'm going to talk about N8N in a little bit more detail, and that's going to be the second thing that I talk about. But have a search, set some of the preferences on that left sidebar, maybe some price ranges. And now, as a starter, I'd recommend looking for lower price jobs. And where possible, if you can find some $20 or $40 fixed price jobs or pretty cheap jobs, what these are going to allow you to do is you're going to be able to do these jobs hopefully relatively quickly, get some good reviews as long as you really work really hard and deliver some good quality content. And those good reviews are going to be the basis or the foundation of your profile to then go to other people and be able to sell more. What I talk about in that video, if you watch it, is how trust is at the bottom of every experience as you sell yourself. And all clients really want to know is, can they trust you to deliver the outcome of whatever project they're suggesting? That's the only thing that matters. So whenever you're designing your profile, everything that you write and put on your profile should contribute to your hypothetical trust score on whether or not you know what you're doing. Now, you're probably sitting there and you're going, Adam, I haven't even used Upwork before, and I don't know that much about AI, so I don't really know what I'm doing. And that is why what I'd recommend is looking into a tool called N8N. Now, if you've used ChatGPT, and I'm assuming you probably have used ChatGPT to some degree, and if you go to what they call My GPTs on ChatGPT, you'll see that an AI assistant is actually made up of three things. And 98% of instances of AI on the internet right now are actually as simple as these three things behind the scenes. An AI assistant is built up of first what we call the large language model. Now that's things like OpenAI, Llama, Grok, Anthropic, Gemini, etc. It's the large language model that actually powers your chatbot. Next, we have what's called assistant instructions. And this is basically telling your AI chat what to do. Is your assistant possibly an assistant to generate marketing reports? Is it an assistant to generate social media content? Is it an assistant to generate health plans or maybe food plans, diet plans? The list goes on, but the instructions essentially tailor that large language model and train it to actually do something purposeful. And then the last thing we have is what's called the knowledge base. Now, what this is basically it's document storage, and it's basically resources the AI model can source information from. So, for example, you could build a AI chatbot that allows a company to query its own data. It might have hundreds of folders and hundreds of documents. And what we can do is we can upload all those documents to that knowledge base and be able to query that knowledge base and actually access that information in a chatbot. So what I've just broken down is generating an upload profile, looking for N8N jobs, and then explaining exactly what an AI model is. And why that's important is because in N8N, it makes building these AI assistants really, really easy, and they can be plugged into businesses in all different kinds of ways. Now, I'm not going to go to a full N8N tutorial here, but I've got a number of N8N flows on my YouTube channel, and I've also built many more in my community, which is the AI Builders Hub. So you can go to either of those two sources and check them out there if you want to learn some more N8N skills. But essentially, it's a low-code tool. It's really almost a no-code tool that allows you to drag and drop and build these AI chats and then integrate them into all different kinds of business systems. And once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy to do. If I was going to make my first $1,000 on Upwork, I would do this because they're not that difficult to create. I'd recommend probably doing 10 to 20 hours of training content, whether that's on YouTube or a course or watching some of my content. Learn a bit of the basics about N8N, then go ahead and actually build your own chatbots for some of your personal use cases, develop a little bit of confidence there, and then you should be ready to jump on a call with some of these potential clients on Upwork and actually be able to understand some of the basic terms of AI and convey to a client that you understand what you're doing and you know how to deliver the project. Now, the next step is how you actually sell this with a profile that has no reviews and no experience. And what I'm going to give you here is the ultimate selling tactic that I think works really, really well for people that haven't got a wealth of experience or a really, really detailed online profile to demonstrate the social proof of what they're doing. And it goes like this. So when you're selling and you're outreaching to these clients, I'd recommend in many cases recording a Loom video of the actual N8N interface, and where possible, at least demonstrating some sort of technical knowledge and how this could relate to the job specifically. Because what happens on Upwork is 90% of people use ChatGPT generated proposals to jobs, and honestly, that stinks. All of the clients can smell it from a mile away, and what it tells them is that you didn't actually put any time into understanding their specific project, and so they're not going to trust you to deliver it because you just plugged it into ChatGPT, got a response, and sent it to them. If you record a Loom video, they know that you've actually taken the time to understand their problem, and they're going to also get to know about how you communicate and how you do things, and trust me, that is going to go a mile further than any ChatGPT response is going to. Now, the next thing is the offer. In that Loom video, if you can build even just 5% of that small project on the Loom video, this is the offer that I make a client that basically makes it almost impossible for them to refuse you. You start off with something that looks like this. Hey, client name, I'm building this solution because I saw your job post and I saw what you're trying to solve here, and I've actually worked in this space before and I have a bit of an understanding of what you're doing, and I thought I'd just generate a little prototype to explain in a little bit more detail how we could solve this problem. It's a relatively small problem. I think it's only going to take about 24 or 48 hours to do, and what I'm willing to do is if you can award me the contract, I'll get started right now, and if I can't deliver this project, you don't have to pay me a cent. I just want to jump in here, get started, hopefully deliver a good outcome for you as soon as possible. If you're happy with that outcome, all I ask for is to be awarded the contract and also to be getting a 5-star review if possible. Now, that's just off the top of my head, but essentially, in summary, what you're looking to do is remove the risk for the client, demonstrate some technical knowledge, explain that if you can't deliver the solution in 24 to 48 hours, now that's just a hypothetical time period. If it's a bigger job, it'll obviously be a lot longer than that, but I'd recommend shooting for smaller jobs at the start to get 5-star reviews. And then basically you start the contract. You don't want to start the work without the contract, but you basically say that if I can't deliver this solution, you don't have to pay me. I just want to make sure that I get this done for you properly to a degree that you're happy with. And all I ask is that if that's done, I'd love a 5-star review and some good feedback as I'm trying to develop my profile. The last part of this is obviously 1K is just the start, and hopefully honestly, with these skills, you only get better. You only learn more. You learn the hard way, but every time you make a mistake on these client projects, as long as you're willing to bite down and make sure that you get things done at the start, and it's really about learning more than money at the start. You can make good money, but especially as a start as a freelancer, with the skills that you're learning, the client management skills, the technical skills, how to sell yourself, they're actually more valued than the money at the start, because that's what allows you to deliver projects better, understand the tech better, so you can quote projects out better and understanding what you're signing up for. And that's what allows you to essentially get better reviews, which is what drives up your hourly rate. So that pretty much summarizes the video. I hope you found it helpful, and good luck. I honestly want to hear about your wins. So if you do this, or if you're interested in doing this, you want some help delivering the projects, or you want to share some wins, because I would love to hear about them, jump into our community, the AI Builders community. You'll watch some tutorials, understand a little bit more about AI, how it works, join a community of like-minded people, and hopefully showcase your win, because I want to hear about how you even just got off the ground and motivate other people to get off the ground on Upwork and start freelancing with AI skills to make some money.